I think we actually did it. I think we're like, it does say. Okay, it says we are streaming live on Facebook. Excellent.
Yay.
I'm
Awesome.
excited. I'm always excited. No, I'm not always excited, but I'm excited today to have you, Alicia. Thank you for coming and sharing your
Yeah.
wisdom with us. Alicia is she is the founder and CEO of The Healthy Hiker. She also happens to be a physical therapist, and she also happens to be the editor of a wonderful online journal that I can never remember the name of, but I'll let her tell you. And that, amongst many things, is why she's here talking to us today about how to set up your media profile, because this is one way of the many ways that you can get clients. And so we talk about sometimes in our coaching program short and long term strategies for getting clients. And one of them is to just have a media profile, a media presence, and engaging with reporters and other ways. So there are a few key things that you can do to set up your media profile. And sometimes that will be passive ways to get clients, so it doesn't hurt to have it set up. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Alicia. I have to relinquish control and make you the host so that you can share, and I'll let you introduce yourself and whatever you want to share with us. I'll be taking copious notes. All right.
Okay. Okay. And I'm not on Facebook right now, Tavana. So if any questions come up, just feel free to holler at me. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, good morning, everyone. It's still morning where I am. And I'm excited to talk with you today. It's going to be a little bit of a back and forth here as I share some resources with you and I share my screen. So just be patient with me and do not judge me about how many tabs I have open. So here we go. I am Alicia Filley. I am the founder and CEO of Healthy Hiker, and I am someone who helps women conquer their dream trail. So it's a very exciting business for me, and I've been working with Tavana for quite some time. And before that, I have a 30-year career as a physical therapist. I have been a board certified pediatric specialist. I have been a freelance writer and copywriter, and I have been and am currently editor and writer for Sports Injury Bulletin. And I still write freelance. So I have my fingers in all the pies. Which is great because it kind of gives me a unique perspective about media and what you guys should be doing to help raise your media profile. I am by no means an expert or guru, but I just am somebody who knows some stuff. So I'm going to share what I know with you, and then I'm going to maybe point you in a direction if you want to know more. So the first thing I'm going to share with you guys is a website called helpareporter.com. And I'm going to pull up my screen here. Let you guys take a look. So can you see that, Tavana?
I can.
Okay, awesome. So helpareporter.com is sometimes referred to as HARO or HARO. It is a resource. It's really just a matchmaker for journalists and experts. And so you can either be a journalist or you can be a source. And what this site does is it sort of marries the two. And I'm going to walk you through how to get onto HARO and then how to use it, and then what those interactions sort of look like, so you'll know what to expect. So for most of you out there, you are going to click that I'm a source, and this is going to give you some information about what the site does, how it works. You register, then every day, 3 times a day, they'll send out source requests. So these are requests that are coming from journalists, bloggers, podcasters, TV sometimes, and just anybody in media is going to send out requests. They're going to be like, hey, I'm looking for this kind of person to talk about this kind of subject. Okay, and then your job is then to monitor those emails and send back a reply. A perfect pitch is what they call it, a pitch. You send them a quote if that's what they're looking for. You send them your expertise, whatever it is they're looking for. We'll get into that in just a minute. Now I'm going to just look at the rules here, it's important for you to go back and read these rules so you know what to expect and what is good etiquette and behavior on Haro and what is not. So the sources are going to send out email requests 3 times a day, usually, okay, it's first thing in the morning, at noon, and then right at the evening time. Here's the thing to notice when you're looking at those is that some of those have deadlines. So reporters have deadlines. Oftentimes these very things are very quick turnaround. So this is not something you can do once a week. This is something you have to monitor every single day. If you have that kind of time, or 3 times a week, you're going to monitor the emails from just that day, because most of those deadlines will be within 24 to 48 hours. So there's just not a lot of lead time on these things. When you get into and you start to see reporters, you can respond to their email through Haro. But then sometimes a reporter will contact you directly. And one thing you need to remember is do not spam them with off-topic pitches. Like if they say, I'm looking for a physical therapist to talk about neck pain. Okay, you don't want to start spamming them and say, hey, I'm a pelvic therapist. I can tell you about this, and I can tell you about this, and I can tell you about this. It's not what they were asking. You really want to be specific to what they're asking. Your job is to make their job easier. The easier you can make their job, the more likely you are going to appear in something that they're writing. If you see something that maybe someone you know might be a good fit for, go ahead and forward it. That's completely acceptable. You're not allowed to harvest information. So again, that has to do with just spamming and trolling reporters. Excuse me. You want to reply with a quote, and I'll get more specific about that, but you're not allowed to send attachments to them, and anonymous queries. Okay, so we'll just get into it. I'll get into it, and then I'll show you all these things in like a little bit more sense. So, excuse me. You're going to go into sign up, and then you're going to put all of this information in, okay? And then you're going to sign up. And these are some of the outlets that use Haro. Lots of different outlets use it. So you can get a reporter from just about anywhere using this, looking for a source. I'm going to log in because I have already, I'm already signed up. So once you log in and once you sign up, you're going to get to this page here. And I'm signed up as a reporter and as a source, because sometimes if I'm writing a freelance article and I'm looking for someone, I'll use Haro for that. But you're going to probably, most of you, just be a source. That means you're an expert. And you're going to come down here, Haro preferences, and you're going to click which topic you're an expert in. And there aren't a whole lot of them, but business and finance isn't my thing. So I'm not going to click that because I don't want to get a whole bunch of queries about how to run a business. I don't know. That's why I talked to Devana. If you're in the UK, you would click that. Travel, general. And once you get in here at first and you kind of get excited and you click them all and you think, okay, yeah, you'll start to see that there's a lot there that isn't pertinent to you. And so you can refine these a little more, these topics. So that's in Haro. So once you sign up and once you've got your topics, they'll start sending you emails. Now I'm going to stop screen share for a minute. I'm going to get into my email so you can take a look at what it looks like when you get an email. Okay, here is one from yesterday. All right. Okay, so this is what a typical Haro email looks like. It will give you a list of requests: hairstylist tips for at-home haircuts, sex work during phase 2 and 3 of COVID, seeking epidemiologist for SARS-2 vaccine explainer article, headiness, RD nutrition, doesn't matter where you buy things, restaurants. So none of this applies to me, right? Is the coin shortage hitting your restaurant? None of this is applicable. I'm looking. Okay, here's one. Best pillow for back sleepers. All right, let's take a look at that. You click on that link, and what it does is it just sends you further down into the body of the email right to that specific request. So this is from Sarah Lindbergh. She's writing for Healthline. And she says, looking for brand-specific pillow recommendations for back sleepers. Need the name of the pillow, pros and cons. I don't know anything about pillows. Number 2, tips to help people choose a pillow on their own. What should they consider before buying a pillow? Requirements. This is really important. Neck pain expert, sleep expert, MD, pain expert, physical therapist, or chiropractor. Okay, so if you're a physical therapist who is working with people in pain, or even if you're a coach, you know, you're a PT turned coach and you're working with people on how to manage pain or how to sleep better, if that falls into your category, or if you, for whatever reason, you would probably want to reply to this because you can offer something, right? It's all, you have to come at this from a point of service. How can I serve this population? How can I serve this reporter? And so you think, I have some expertise to give. I didn't answer this one because neck pain is not my, it's not my specialty. Could I probably craft something and put it together? Probably. But is this the audience that I want to attract? Not really. I'm looking at hikers and outdoors people and adventurers. That's who I'm looking for to build my business. So I'm not looking for chronic pain sufferers to build my business. So I'm not going to reply to this, but this is definitely something for someone else to reply to. So what you do is you click on this email and it sends you to a specific email within Haro. So you don't get the reporter's actual email. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure if they put their name, you want to greet them by their name. All right. Hello, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. And then you want to answer their question, and you want to be succinct, and you want to be direct, and you want to be quotable. You don't want to launch into, I've treated all of these people with neck pain, and I know the best thing to do for neck pain, and I have just the pillow for you. That's not going to be in an article. So think about what you would want to read, or what you typically read in a magazine or in a digital article. So you want to give her a quote that's usable. All right. Tips to help people choose a pillow on their own. What should they consider before buying a pillow? So if I were going to craft this email, I would probably say something like, Sarah, make sure you spell it correctly. Hi, Sarah. When looking for the perfect pillow, consider what kind of sleeper you are. Back sleepers need a firm but small pillow. I have no idea. I'm just making this up on the fly. Side sleepers need a softer but fluffier pillow. Okay, that's something that she could copy out of this email and paste right into an article. I have no idea what people need in a pillow, but you get the idea. You want to give them something that they can use right away. The other thing to look for is her deadline. Her deadline is 7 p.m. on July 30th. This came yesterday, so I could still answer it today. She had a little bit of lead time, so I could still answer this today. So if you don't get to your Haro emails every day, that's okay, but just look right here. The other thing is, the faster you get into them, the more quickly they can get started on their work, the more likely they are to use your response, especially when you consider that maybe 12 other therapists have already replied to this email. You want to kind of be the first one in, if you can. Okay, so let's go back to the top. And that was pillow sleepers. Let's keep looking. Paint, self-love, skincare, CBD oil, how to talk to your boss, orders, coolers, must-haves. Okay, so that was it. That was all that I could see that was that possibly a physical therapist could relate to. So here's another one. This was from also yesterday. So one was from yesterday morning, probably, and one was from yesterday evening. I will tell you, people who are in pain, who are in pediatrics, who are in female health, those people are going to have a lot of opportunities to answer a HARO request. There just seems to be a lot of those pretty often. And best men's dress pants. Some of these are pretty funny. Yeah, I don't see any in here right now. So what I want to do is, now that you kind of have a good idea for how to answer a HARO request, I want to take a look at some of the ones that I have actually answered and what that kind of looks like. Okay. So this was from a reporter looking for, I can't remember what his request was. It was, why is stretching throughout the day important? So I replied back to him, the pitch title, stretch break query. Hi, Henry, that's who it is. And then I just started in with my quote. Frequent movement is important for your body to stay healthy. So if your work is primarily sedentary, stretch breaks can help you integrate periodic movement into your day to improve circulation, decrease stress, and relieve overworked muscles. Then you want to put a brief bio, not your full bio, but just a brief bio that gives you some credibility as to why they should listen to you in the first place. I'm a physical therapist with 30 years of experience, an internationally published health and fitness writer, editor, and founder of The Healthy Hiker, a program that trains women to conquer their dream trail. You can find my official media bio and you want to give them a short bio and then also give them where they can go to find your full bio. And most of them will request that, but that's just something good to always do at the end of every HARO request. Let me know if I can help you any further with this article. So he gets back to me and he says, hi, Alicia, it's Henry from MyFitnessPal. I just wanted to let you know I used your quote for my article. I'll email you a full version when it's ready. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, so just be brief, professional, courteous, and that's the best you can do. Now, this was on July 20th. I have not heard back from him. I just went back to the MyFitnessPal blog page and I haven't seen anything yet. So again, they may have a deadline that's pretty quick, a pretty quick turnaround time, but that doesn't indicate that article is coming right out. Like I'm currently working on an article for publication in January, but my deadline is September. So just because they have a deadline doesn't mean the article is going to be out right then and there, which is why it's important to set up your Google alerts, which we're going to get to in just a minute. This guy was very nice and said that he's going to send me let me know when it's published. Not everybody can do that because some of these freelance writers are really, really busy. So let me see if I can find another one. Okay, here's something else that you might encounter. So this fella, Matt, he had a query for massage therapists and hand and wrist pain. And he specifically asked for PTs and OTs. So I replied to him, hi, Matt. Massage therapist hands take a beating. To lessen the load, you should use your body weight transmitted through your shoulders and arms when doing deep tissue work, blah, blah, blah. He replied to me right away, thanks for your response to my HARO query last week. I so appreciate it. These tips are fantastic. Exactly what I was looking for. That's what you want to hear from a reporter. FYI, the article is for American Massage Therapy Association and its magazine, Massage Therapy Journal. I don't know yet which tips will make it into the final piece, but yours were definitely spot on. I'll let you know once I finish the piece. Okay, great. Thank you, Matt. I get this from him yesterday. I just wanted to circle back and close the loop with you on this. After some back and forth, my editors decided they wanted me to quote only massage therapists as sources in my piece. I disagreed. I think PTs and OTs have such important expertise to share on the topic, but I was overruled, so I won't be able to include you in my piece after all. but thanks so much for your fantastic tips. Totally fine. Don't take it personally. Okay, this happens. Editors have a different agenda than writers. Okay, writers are trying to please their editors, but editors have things going on that writers don't necessarily know about. So they have what's called an editorial voice, an editorial perspective. For massage therapy, whatever this was, massage therapy journal, they are trying to be true to their editorial slant, which is considering massage therapists only, I guess. And that's fine. That has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with your content. It has nothing to do with your expertise or your ability to communicate well. It's just one of those things, right? So I'm an editor. I completely understand that's what happens. Other things editors might have that the writer doesn't know about is limitation in space. If it's a print publication, they may have limitation in content. If it's a digital publication, as far as what they can include, what they can't. It happens. So it's okay. You can be accepted for something and then turn around and it just not happen. And that's fine. You just keep putting yourself out there and letting people know about you. But what I have done now is I've created a relationship with this fella, Matt. So I've given him something reliable. He knows that I'm reliable. He knows that I'm credible. And this is his full-time job. He's a freelance writer. So now I'm a trusted source for him. So I reply back, thanks for letting me know. No worries at all. I understand how that goes. Please keep me in mind if you need anything related to, and this is where I want to promote myself, fitness or the outdoors in the future. Okay, so now he knows I'm in his Rolodex, or what do you call contact list? I guess that's what you would call it now. Okay, here's just another example of all right, so this is a query about travel pods. I sent the woman a quote about travel pods and how to do that safely. And I included my short bio. I included my link to my full bio. And she replied back very quickly, thanks so much. This will run in the Washington Post. I reply, super, thanks. Okay. She also makes a note here, and this is the second reporter who's done this for me. Sources looking for your stories. I rarely know exactly when my stories will be published, but I tweet all my articles. So if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see yours. All right. Again, these people are busy. They don't always have time to go back to all of their sources. A freelance writer has to make money most of the time with volume. So they're doing a lot of writing. They're sending things off very quickly. They don't have time to go back and say, this person gave me one sentence. I need to let them know. So I stalk her on Twitter, and I'm still waiting to see that one come out. So that's perfectly okay. And that is why it's also important to set up a Google alert for your name, because sometimes you might miss where you've been featured. So let's go back and do Google alerts. So if you just Google alerts, you'll see this. Click on that. And it will come up where you can, I've got so many things on this tiny little screen here. It is connected to your, Google account, all right? So you will have to log into your Google account to get to the alerts section. And what I have done is, excuse me, I've set up alerts for myself. Now Google Alerts will give you, and you can tell it in the settings how often you want to get the alerts. Here's the settings. When do you want to get them? Time of day. Do you want them digested and receive them all in a single email, or do you want to receive an email for every single alert that you set up? It depends. So you can set that up for how you want it. I get mine daily, and I've set up all sorts of different iterations of my name, also of my business, hiking, camping. So if you look up under right here, let's just look under nothing for Alicia Filley PT, nothing for Alicia Filley right now, camping, because that's something I want to stay abreast of with my business, hiking, lots to do there. Doing this, if this is something that is relevant to your business, it gives you ideas for blog posts. It gives you ideas for what's going on in the world, in your topic area. what's going on in media. So something you want to address in some of your content that you're creating. The Healthy Hiker, that's the name of my business. So sometimes you get some funky things like if it has all the things in it, like hiking tracks, the trails are fun and healthy. So it's not exactly the Healthy Hiker, but it's close.
Alicia.
So, yeah.
I can't see the topics that you're talking about. I'm assuming you're talking about hiking, camping, but I don't see that on the screen anywhere.
Okay. What do you?
I'm still seeing your email.
Oh. Okay. Let me go back to. Let me go back to that. Hold on a second. I'm so sorry. How's that?
Yes, that's better. I was wondering. I kept seeing the mouse going, and I'm like, what am I missing?
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. So here's the Google Alerts again. Let me do it again because just Google Alerts, and then it'll come up Google Alerts. Just click that, and it will be connected to your Google account. All right, you'll have to log into your Google account to get Google Alerts. All right, you see it now?
Yes, thank you.
Are we all good? Okay, sure. So here again is I've set up camping as an alert, but if you're a pelvic therapist, you might want to set up pelvic pain as an alert just to see what's going on in the media. But most importantly, you want to set up your name. So you can create alert about, let's just create, I don't have this iteration. Let's try this, A.M. Filley. And then you create an alert. And there you go. And it will, there's nothing there for that because I'm not really known as that. So I don't expect there to be a lot. But if you, here's where in the settings as I was talking about. So you can decide what time of day you want to receive your emails, or you can decide if it's, if you want them all in one email or if you want them separately. So right now I get a separate alert for camping. I get a separate alert for hiking. I get a separate email alert for the Healthy Hiker. You can decide how you want to receive that in your email. Good there. And that's how you do that. And then what that looks like is, go back to email. What that looks like is, you see that, Tavani?
I do.
Okay, so then you get all of these Google Alerts. So I just have a separate email file for my Google Alerts, and I only go into it a couple of times a week. And so it just gives me, you get an alert like this, an email like this, and it just has all the places where your keyword has been featured for that day. Good?
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, and it's super easy, okay. So last thing I just wanted to touch on was, let's see. Okay, question from Lisa. You want them to be able to copy and paste your quote, right? I can't see those topics. Yes, you want them to be able to copy and paste your quote. So you want it to be very specific. And I can't see those topics. I'm not quite sure what you're referring to there.
Oh, you fixed it with the Google Alerts.
Oh, okay, perfect. Let me see if I can find something really specific. Okay. Yeah, here's one that was podiatrists, PTs who focus on lower leg. Some of them are really specific, and I was hoping to try to find one that would if it says, most of the time, it says psychologist, speech expert, sociologist, communication specialist. If PT's not in there, but you think you can make a solid argument for you as a physical therapist or you as a coach or whatever it is that your business is, you can give it a try. But a lot of times if they say very specifically, then that's what they're looking for. Like this is one. Seeking OB-GYN to discuss exercise and periods. Must be an industry independent MD. Must be affiliated with the university, major research or advocacy. Personally, I don't think that an OB-GYN is necessarily the one to talk about exercise and periods. I think maybe a physical therapist who specializes in female health might be a great person to talk about exercise and periods. That's not what they're looking for. You can maybe still do a pitch, but just know that they're looking for something very specific here, and they want some heft behind that MD. Like, being an MD is not enough. They want some big institution behind them. So chances are you're not going to be the source that they want for this article, right? However, now that Livestrong covers periods, or Livestrong, and it covers exercise, and maybe you could reach out to this reporter, or maybe you could go to livestrong.com and find the reporter who covers female health and exercise, and you could talk and you could send them a pitch that say, I recently saw that you were publishing information about exercise during your periods. I have 5 great exercises that really help alleviate back pain and heaviness during a period. Would you be interested in hearing more about those and covering that topic?
Hey, Alicia.
Yeah.
I'm noticing the one under it, number 19, is the same person, same topic, everything. And I think it's the same, but they want a certified personal trainer. So it's possible they're looking for different angles on the same story. So
absolutely. Yes, you are right. Absolutely right. So yeah, this is and she does give her name. So yes, you could definitely pitch it from this angle. Absolutely. And say, I'm a physical therapist specializing in female health. I prescribe exercises to my clients to help alleviate blah, blah, blah. So even though you're not a certified personal trainer, and then don't be surprised if they turn you down because sometimes they want what they want. Okay. But you can still put yourself out there. Okay. So last thing I just wanted to touch on is media bios. And I'm just going to show you mine. And I am not the expert in media bios. If you're interested in knowing more about media bios, I would hop on over to the Strictly Business Mastermind for Private Practice group that Karen Litzy is starting. She has been doing some media bio hot seats, and she gave a good presentation that's still in that Facebook group that you can watch about how to fabricate your media bio. She helped me do mine. I'm a writer, and it was pretty buttoned up from just a grammar and a writing standpoint. But when you're doing your own self, and it's really hard to toot your own horn sometimes. So she kind of helped me tweak my bio. And so you're welcome to go to my page at thehealthyhiker.com/media to find my media bio and just kind of take a look at that. It offers some of my background. It offers some of the places where I've been featured, what I do, and then it gives you links here to the various places where I've been quoted or where I've appeared or articles that I've written myself. So I know that Tavana has a nice media sheet that she sends over. Like sometimes if you are being featured on some certain podcasts or definitely as a speaker, you need a media sheet. I don't have that yet because that doesn't really apply to me, but I know Tavana has a very extensive, what do you call it, Tavana? You call it a media?
What do I call it? I guess I would call it a media sheet where I have the bio and then I have all of the other places where I have been on podcasts or been featured so that they can do their research on me if they're interviewing me.
Right. Um, I think it's also called an S sheet or something like that. I can't remember. It's not something that I've had to use yet, so I don't have one. um, so any other questions?
I do
Yeah.
not see any that have come through, but
Okay.
I did have a question about something you said way back in the beginning on Haro, and you were going through the do's and don'ts. What does it mean to harvest information? You said don't harvest information.
Well, it's like strip mining, right? So you're just going through there. Say that you are a PR person and you work for somebody who sells widgets, right? And so you're going to go. It's saying don't go in there and strip mine or harvest all of these media contacts, all these writers and other media contacts, and then just start spamming them about your product,
Okay,
and
got it.
what you want to sell and all of that kind of thing.
That makes. Let me turn myself back on
It's
here.
basically like just
That
be a decent person, you know. Don't
right.
um, be professional. These are people you can develop a relationship, but just be professional and give them what they need, and then get on with your day. Um, I
Yeah.
guess I wanted to just speak a little bit about too how do I manage it, because it does seem to be a bit overwhelming. So I try to look at Haro first thing when I sit down at my computer every morning, just to see the early morning what they've done, what they've requested, and see if there's anything that I need in there. I try not to spend more than about 30 minutes, and the more often you do it, the better you'll get at pitching. You'll have that copy and paste of your bio and your links that you just put in at the end. um, and then I try to curate a little bit and try to stay within what the stay within topics that will attract the customers that I'm looking for, I guess is the way to say it. So like I said, I didn't answer the one about buying the right pillow. um, I did answer the one about the what are your feet telling you when you're running, because that applies to me. I do treat runners as well as hikers who have feet issues. So this will be, if I'm featured in that, then that would just lend credence to the fact that I know shoes, I know feet, I know what people um, have the expertise to help somebody who might need help in this area.
Makes it makes good sense to me.
Mhm.
Let's see. I can't get back on video. That's weird. Oh well, I guess I won't be. But this is your show anyway. So those are all of the questions that I was able to see in the group and the questions that I had. That was phenomenal. Thank you so much. So now I'm going to be putting alerts on my name. And what else am I going to do? I'm going to work on my media bio. And you are right. It is incredibly challenging to write about yourself.
Yeah,
So
yeah. It is. And so, like I said, over on in Karen's group, I think people are willing to help each other out. To take a look at your media bio and see. And yeah, if anybody has any questions, just put them in the chat. Below this. There you are. Hello. Oh, but you're frozen. Yeah, just put any questions that you have, and I'd be happy to answer anything else. So it looks like I'm still recording and I'm still live. I don't know. Devana is frozen. I think we are just about finished. So I don't know if you're seeing me or if you're seeing her. But again, let me know if you have any other questions. And I hope this was helpful. Thanks.
We're still there. Okay. So sorry, y'all. She was saying if you have any questions whatsoever to put them in the chat. And I'm going to assume the next part of that sentence was she'll help us answer them. And then, of course, Karen Litzy, who was with us on the online business summit for women in healthcare, has Strictly Business. Free Facebook group. And so she is also helping with media bios there. Until next time, friends.